As you know, I've been trying to get to work on the Triumph for claim again for a long time. Things have got in the way. First of all, Jimmy's car. Now the Signum. I'll see you in a minute. Right, well, I'm trying to clear up all the backlog of jobs which I've had. I've still got Jimmy's car outstanding. That went for the MOT and passed the MOT, as you know, after they fixed the lower ball joint, which it had a problem with. So they changed that. I paid £250 to have that fixed at a garage. Jimmy's come back. He said he'd been driving it for a couple of days and it's still clonking, or it's clonking still. So that's off the road. So Jimmy's been using my car, which is the Signum. So I'm trying to get back onto the Triumph for claim, as you probably know. Jimmy phones up yesterday on the way home from work. The Signum's overheated. It's in the red. Anyway, cut a long story short, we got it home. Noise coming from the water pump, which basically means that the timing chester's got to come off. The timing belt's got to come off to get to the water pump. And if you're stripping it down that far, and if the water pump is the issue, then you might as well change the belt. Although this has been done pretty recently as well. So I'm expecting to find a faulty water pump in here. It's not losing water, but there's a terrible smell around the timing pump area, and there's also a squeaking noise as well. So I'm assuming it's going to be a pattern pump which is fouled within a short measure of time. So I'm going to start stripping it down now. You're not going to watch all this. I've actually done a video on Jimmy's, funny enough, we've done the timing belt on Jimmy's 1.9 CDTI, which is exactly the same engine with this, and I changed the water pump and the timing belt and ancillaries in that. So I'm going to watch my own video and then strip this one down. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, baby, what's gone wrong? Everything again, isn't it? I went to go to my socket set. 2 of my wrenches are missing. I then went to go to the boot of the Triumph for claim, and let's show you. So I've just laid this boot trunk lid on the back of the Triumph for claim, as you probably know. So I wanted to get something out the back, because all of you are keeping on about me laying on the floor and kneeling on my knees. Well, I was looking for my knee pads, I couldn't find them. But I did think I have a blanket in here to lay on, so I went to get this off. So I went to lift this off, and it's not fitted at all, it's just laying on there. So I went to lift it like that, the back, because I haven't connected the hinges, but when I went to lift the front, it had actually been locked, where someone's pushed down on it and the lock had clipped in. Now this trunk lid here, as you probably know, or boot lid, isn't the original one, so I haven't got a key for it. So, lucky enough, I was able to get Sharon, get the other end, just lever it forward like that, and I was able to get my hand in there and play about with the lock mechanism so that we could actually lift it off as well. So then when we put it back like this, like she's doing now, look, she put it back lovely that time, didn't she? She threw it down.
I didn't throw it.
You did throw it, baby. And I said, well, okay, I'll paint the car again then. So she's gone in with the ump, and she's now come out to make me a cup of tea, hasn't you, baby? Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, you'll be all right. I hope you ain't pulling faces to the camera.
No, you'll be alright.
So, anyway, so that's that. So, it's like everything you do, you get 2 steps back. Time to start stripping down.
In the rain.
In the rain. It's raining, by the way. On the wet floor. I've got to take the under tray off of the actual Signum and all that lot, so I've got to get both wheels up in the air, undo both sides, get the under tray down.
What's that foam mat I gave you?
Oh, I don't know, Sharon. Don't say it's in the boot. Unbelievable. So, although it's wet out here, I've got a nice hot cup of tea. The time now is 9:30. I'm not going to film all this like a do-it-yourself or how to do it job, because as I say, I've already done that with the Astra van. It's exactly the same 1.9 CDTI, apart from this one has got the added nuisance of having the under tray on. So I'll be taking that off first, getting that off, and then I'll put you on time lapse when I start stripping the engine bay stuff out, and hopefully we won't come up against any problems. But once I strip it down, then I'll order the parts. I'll go and get the parts. I'm not going to get the parts first, because I don't really want to go to Eurocar parts. There's a local motor factors which I'd rather use, and as I say, I'll wait and see till I see if it definitely is the pump. It might be the thermostat, I don't know, but I would assume, because it's on the timing chest side, that it is that, because we smelt it. It smelt very sort of rubbery, like rubber. So I'm thinking the pump's burnt out. Well, I'm going to have this and we'll start work. See you in a minute. Oh, baby. Help me, baby, help me.
No, I don't know what to do. Well, I'm out here to guide you.
Right, it's 10:30 now.
Watch the video.
I've been at this since 9 o'clock, and all I've done is take the wheel off and unbolt the under tray.
But look, the sun's
Yeah, I
coming
know the
out
sun's
for
come
you.
out, Sharon. This is the reality of what this job can really take. And the reason being is that my half-inch breaker bar to undo all the wheels has gone missing. I can't find it. So lucky enough I found a torque wrench which I was able to undo it with. But the biggest time, it took me an hour, right, to undo this under tray. Because some of these bolts are a pain in the backside, Sharon. Aren't they? Right, we pull this out here. This is the thing. You've only got to get one bolt.
I'm not touching that.
No, you're right, don't touch it then, baby.
Dirty.
You've only got to get 1 or 2 bolts stuck. These are Torx T25s, I think. I can't remember exactly what ones they are. 1 bolt stuck on that and you're
Get it
knackered.
on there, it's dripping on your breath.
Especially if it's one of the back ones. So that's off now, we can start the job. And I've also just noticed, down there, the pads are very, very thin. And also the discs have got a massive lip on them. So it's going to need new pads and new discs at some point in the very near future. So that's another job we're going to have to do on this. Can you see the, I don't know if you can see the curve on that. Look at that, look. That's unbelievable.
Should you not do it now?
I'm not doing it now, love. I've got to get the car on the road. Jimmy's car's down. This car's down. We've only got Mummy's car, and Jimmy needs to.
How reliable?
You're not in it, baby. Coming in nearer. You can stand on that, so I've been standing on it.
Lay on it, ain't you?
Yeah, I
Don't
normally
be
lay
too
on the
wet.
floor, baby, don't I? I'm really peed off today. Everything I've touched has gone wrong, and then little things like. First of all, I couldn't find my Torx bits, which are normally in my toolbox, so I spent a while looking for them. And
So
then,
please, it's not
listen,
bad, don't use your tools.
and then normally the Torx bits go into a special adapter so that they're holding. Well, the adapter's gone missing, so I've had to use a quarter socket and put it in there like that. Trouble is, when you tip it upside down, it falls out. So if you do tip that the wrong way, you're looking for that forever. This is the sort of things you have to put up with, baby.
Good job, I love you.
Lucky I'm not going to bleep it out because I don't need to, because I'm not going to swear. But sometimes I feel like swearing. It's these little things that get on your nerves. But I ain't got a clue where my breaker bar is. I've asked both boys, they don't know, so I don't know. Lucky enough I had a torque wrench.
Should have asked your daughter.
My torch, yeah. But lucky enough, listen to this. This is the car I was going to pick my daughter up. She's back home on Sunday from
So
Cyprus.
excited.
So I would have been going down in this car. So I would have broken down halfway. So in a way, I'm glad it's happened now. But that means that I've got to get the bits, get the car done. But this sort of thing stops you from doing it. You know?
Will it stop us going live Saturday?
Yeah, we'll be going live tomorrow anyway,
Oh
definitely.
yes, tomorrow.
And I've still got to do my restoration, which should have been out on Wednesday for this my Retro Hacks channel. Oh, that's had to go on hold because I've got to do this. Shall go, baby, because I've got to sort things out.
Well, I was going to say, should I go and do what I've got to do?
What you got to do? I don't know, baby.
I'm
What?
going to take them pots to my brother.
Do what you've got to do, Shal, because when you come back, hopefully I'll have it stripped down by then.
Okay.
And then we've got to go and get the parts.
Yeah, okay.
And then we've got to get some new antifreeze as well to go in it. So you go and do that.
Right, okay, I didn't want you waiting. Well, I've got my phone.
Oi,
No, I'm not going right now. I've
See you
got my
later.
stuff in the car.
all the best.
They're all dirty.
Come here, baby. I'm dirty. I'm your husband. They know I've had a go at her last Saturday, they old trolls. They won't be doing it this week because they'll be cut off straight away on the live stream.
I might not make an appearance.
You will, baby.
Show
Don't
that blackberry's got some beautiful
yeah.
blackberries.
Beautiful, is it, baby?
Who's that there?
Right, I'm going to carry on, Shal. I'm going to put these people on time lapse
All right, I'm gonna
and get the job done.
ready in
I'll see you in a
the car.
minute. just taken the timing chest off. Don't forget this was a new belt and a new pump not so long back. Now as you can probably see there, look, that was the rubber smell that we could smell. Look, that's the belt by the looks of it. And if you look down here, it's all in that area, look. That is burnt rubber. That was the burnt rubber smell we could smell. So it'll be stupid not to change this belt as well. So I'm going to have to get the kit, the water pump kit, and also the timing belt kit as well. So but that pump, the colour of that pump looks really, really hot. It's sort of a tempered colour, look. I don't think that was normal. And it seems to be offline. So I would imagine that the bearing on the pump has collapsed or something like that. That's caused that problem. But anyway, I'm going to carry on, start stripping down again, and I'll see you in a minute when I get a bit further on. In fact, now that I look at it closer, I can see what's actually happened. This material here is off of the belt, and I don't know whether you can see on the back there, it's actually rubbing on the back of the water pump because this pulley is out of line. It's on the screw. If I hold you straight like that, maybe you can see this pulley here. It's sort of aiming over to this side a bit, and you can see where the pulley has run. See the mark on that? Look, that's where the belt used to run. So the belt is pulling off line, and as I say, rubbing on the inside there. So that's where the material is coming from. I would presume that the bearing in this has collapsed, maybe because the belt was tensioned incorrectly. I'm not too sure, but the only way I can do that is to have a look at the tensioner down there and see if I can see the tensioning marks once I get this off out of the way, and to see if it is lined up. If it was over tensioned, that's what's caused this problem. If it's not over tensioned, then it's just cheap pattern parts. So I'll see you in a minute. Well, I've got the timing chest cover off now and all the bracketry, and it's a bit worse than what I imagined, to be honest with you. It looks like this is all failed because the belt might have been over tightened. And let's show you what else I've found here as well. I don't know whether you can see that or not. That there is the remnants of the jockey wheel for the timing belt. Now that, can you see the belt running off centre like that? It's running to the side, which would have altered the belt tension and also meant that it could have jumped off a sprocket, because as there's less tension on the belt now, I've looked down there and it's right off tension. It could have jumped a sprocket and that could have easily slipped off. But that belt tensioner is absolutely near enough non-existent there, so I would assume that it's been over tight and that's the problem. And a lot of that plastic that you can see there is deposited up here, and where this has got so hot, the belt is actually stuck to the actual water pump as well. So I'll put my own timing marks on this for the moment. As you can probably see there, I've got a little silver mark there, and I've put one up there as well. I've done the same with this just for the sake of doing it and put it up there as well, and I've also done the same on the crank because I can't actually find the timing mark on the casing. So this is my way of doing it. I'm getting over the problem at the end of the day because I can't see the timing marks, so I've put my own ones on. A lot of people do that anyway, but what I'm going to do now is to detension the belt, take the belt off. But before I do that, I want to crack this nut here because this is the camshaft sprocket, which I've got to take off before I can actually get. Oh no, can I get the water pump off here? Look, on the other one I couldn't get the water pump off, but I think I can actually get the water pump off just by taking the belt off. I haven't got to take the crankshaft pulley off, which is good, but I've still got to take the belt off because I've got to renew the belt. So I'm going to crack these nuts there, and this should pull the water pump straight out, and then I'll detension. But I think you'll get a new tensioner mechanism with the timing belt kit as well as the water pump. So I'm going to do that now. Right, I've got the tension off the belt now. Just trying to lever this belt off. It's actually stuck onto the pulley, look. Look at that, look. Oh, there we go. So none of the timing marks have moved, so I'm happy with that. Oh, what a terrible thing. And that, there, look, there's the water pump, solid, look at that, look. You can't even turn it, look. Happy days. Blinking hell, we had to drive home like that, stopping and starting. Just shows you, doesn't it? Right, that's the belt off. We're going to need a new belt. Let's get that water pump out, but before I do that, I've got to drain the water out below the water pump. There's that jockey wheel down there. Look at that, look. Unbelievable. Let's try 22. That's the one. That's the one. Right, let's get that off. Like that, as it's got to come off anyway. before I drain it down. I just wanted to show you this before I do the boring bit of draining it down. Let's just take this out. Sharon's just come back, I can hear her. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look at this. Look at this, look. That's the remainders of the jockey wheel, look. If I hadn't have done this when I did, terrible. Here, baby, come round here. Come and stand here, look. Now, it was 10:30 the last time I spoke to you. It is now 11:45, so it's taken me 11:45 to get to this stage. So it gives you some sort of idea how long this job will take to strip down. And it's only 3 more bolts to take the water pump out. So, but look at that. Look, that should be a pulley wheel. Look, come here. Look, that should be that should be. Where is it? That should look. That wheel should look something like that wheel.
Oh my God.
That's what it should look like. Something like that. Look. So that shows you how much of it's worn down. And that was the smell of burning.
Oh.
But not only that.
And there's more.
And there's more. That's the water pump. That socket that's there should be out of spin. Look, solid.
It's solid.
If it's solid, what's happening?
Seizing up.
It's seized up, baby.
Look at me. Look at me.
But it's not turning. So all that was happening was the belt was running over the top of it, causing that to go hot. Look, it's gone blue in colour. Look. See, the belt was sliding over the timing belt, which times the engine up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all melted down there.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. I've got to give this a good clean up now. But I've just got to undo that bolt, that bolt, that bolt, and it's cut around there on Jimmy's car. You have to take this pulley off, but you don't have to take this pulley off on this car.
What sense?
Well, I ain't got these bolts out yet. The last ones, Jimmy's nearly stripped on these, and I had to get them out. So let me just take this out. But before I can do that, I've got to drain the water down. We'll take the pump out, and then we've got to go and get some parts.
Right,
well, what do you think?
Well done.
Right? Once I got going, I got going. I meant to put gloves on, Sharon. Look, it's not happened again. Look. Although I did put a blanket down, and I have been laying on the blanket. Right, Sharon, just give her open that cap now. Is it tight? Can you not do it?
Oh, I think it's coming. It's not been put on correctly, is it?
There we go. Right, it's pouring out now, this fluid. 6mm, by the way. 6mm Allen key. Now these shouldn't be that tight. Right. They should have thread lock on them as well. Yep. See, although this is the same engine as the last one I've done, there are slight variation differences. So, why do manufacturers do that? I honestly don't know. Keep playing about with things. Because on the other one, the other engine, I've done the same engine basically. I had to take the sprocket off and then the camshaft sensor as well. But this one, obviously, see the thread lock on there, look. So that's got to be re-cleaned and re-thread locked up. Yeah, the last one, I had to take that off as well, but it doesn't look like you need to do that with this one. So, until you strip it down, you don't really know what model you got. Although, technically speaking, it's the same bloody engine. Well, I've never seen a water pump this bad, especially knowing it's not long been done as well, as I said to you. There we go, that's M3 out. Right, I'm hoping. There we go, look at that, look. That's it. And if you actually see, look, if you look down the water pump, where the belt looks like it's been over tightened, see the wonkiness of it? So that's what happens when you tighten the belt up too much, your timing belt, it distorts your pump. Look at that, look. So I've got to get a whole new kit now, put it on, clean everything up, and back to normal. But while I'm here as well, it would be stupid not to spin the alternator to make sure that that's alright. And that feels lovely and smooth. Any sign of graunchiness in that, you might as well get it done while you got all this off, because you've got more space. Because I just had mine done and it brings your car to a standstill. Not my car, Sharon's car, so that's absolutely fine. I'm really happy with that. And adjusting this up is critical for stopping this to happen, as I said to you. So I'm going to leave this here for now. We're going to go get the parts. I'll have a wash and a clean up, and then we'll come back and put it all together. I don't think you really need to see that. You've seen it stripped down, and plus you can go and check my other video out as well. I'll see you shortly. Bye for now. Alright, here we are. 180 pounds lighter. That's the kit there. I also got some thread lock as well. I've got another belt, as you know, for the auxiliary drive belt, and also some antifreeze as well. 5 litres of antifreeze. So I didn't go to Euro car parts, so I've had lots of problems with them in the past. I went to our local motor factors, so like to support local businesses. And again, what you should always do is check that the belt is the same size. You normally give them your registration number, which I had to do in this case as well, and we'll just see if it's the same size. Yeah, that's the same size. So throw the old one down there. There's the new one. And also check the new parts against the old parts as well before we actually fit them. So here's our jockey wheels there, exactly the same fitment. And just to let you see how you're supposed to adjust these up, when you put this in place, you've got a little pointer there, and then you have to lever the mechanism, and that little pointer should line up with that hole there. So that is the tightness for the timing belt, and then you nip the bolt up when that is pointing directly at that hole there. So that's what we got to do. That was obviously not the case on this one, but that's the same one, so I'm happy with that. Take this out as well. You also get the new jockey wheel, which is the one that melted away. Where is it? Oh. That's what it should look like. Vast difference there, as you can probably see. Again, that's purely down to over tightening the belt, that is. There you go. So that's the jockey wheel. There is a set of instructions in there as well in case you're unsure, but I know what we're doing here, so I'm not worried about that. It looks like these bend over and actually fix in them little recesses there, look. Yeah, so you put that in place like that. There you go. See, the other one didn't have this. Not unless this is the 150 brake horsepower engine, I don't know. Maybe if any of you are watching, you can tell me. I could check, but I've not checked. I don't think I've ever checked, to be honest with you. So that's that. So yeah, look. There we go. So that's in place. And everything looks the same. Fixings are the same, yep, exactly the same. So I'm going to start putting this together now. I don't think you need to see this. I'll see you a bit further down the line. Right, all back together. I've got the I've filled up the coolant system, but I'm going to bleed the air out of it first if it runs. Let's just see if we can start it up. Seems to be running. So I've got to bleed the coolant system. Just want it to heat up a bit. No leaking. Level's dropping down a little bit now. I'll top it up again. Maybe we'll take it for a spin round. God, he has this seat virtually laying down, Jimmy. Pump it up a bit and push it back. I like it further back. He's left me with no petrol. That's kids for you. Right, let's put that heater on. Try and bleed any air out of there. Right, we'll do that in a minute. I want some cold air on first because I'm blinking hot. I won't put it on too far. Right, put that up there. Get the old belt on. That's better. Right, off we go. Right, let's see what we've got here. So it just shows you, doesn't it, if you don't tension them belts up correctly or you do it too much, that's the sort of issues you can have. I was very lucky because, as I say, we drove it home about 6 miles with that, like that, believe it or not. Didn't obviously realise how bad it was, but because it's only 6 miles and it was a straight run virtually, you take the chance, don't you? I mean, the timing belt could have gone, as you know. Right, let's see if we can get that temperature up to normal temperature. I don't know if I still need to top it up, you see, so we'll just play it by ear. It's picking up all right. But so far it's sitting around 80, which is about right. Don't forget I've got fresh coolant in here as well, which is an antifreeze mix, I suppose you call it, or summer coolant, or it's not just an antifreeze, it's a conditioner for the system as well. I think we're fine. If anything was going to be overheating, like the thermostat weren't opening, it would have happened by now, but we definitely found our problem anyway, so I think I've saved myself a few £100 there, because if you would have taken that to a garage, you're looking at about £650 bill for that sort of job. We did it for 180, and that's why I do these videos. Although this one isn't a how-to, this is just a sort of day that I've had. Let's check that water level. Happy days. Right, that's it, I'm going to leave it there now. Gonna have my dinner, tidy the tools away and call it a night. This vlog will be up tonight anyway, so I'll see you. Don't forget, Saturday we're doing a live stream at about 2 o'clock, me and Sharon, and I'll show you my thoughts on what that possible problem could be with the lack of power. See you later, bye for now.